Hello, planet Earth. Welcome to my YouTube channel. We're at IDK, my BFF Jill 730.
My BFF Joe 730.
I'm Preston L. Young, wishing you warm salutations and congratulations, as always. You've made your way to the Buffyngton Post.
Enter all ye who seek knowledge.
Today it's time for another Angel recap and review, this time for Angel Season 11, Issue number 3, It's Out of the Past, Part 3. I have to say, I really like both of our covers this month. We've got one by Scott Fisher and one by Jeff DeCal, and I think they're both pretty great, so that's something. But before we get into the issue, previously on Angel.
Faith is not around. Angel and Fred went to Ireland to investigate some, poltergeist haunting situation. Turned out that this, other reality was, breaching into ours because, bugs and flower monsters and all this extra were coming through somehow into our world. Still don't really know why, and as a way to investigate the why, Illyria teleported them through time, but not into Angel's past, into Illyria's own past, because Illyria has some issues that it's trying to resolve. In particular, there is this other old one that Illyria had this turf war with way back in the oldest of the days. Basically, Illyria solved her problems by saying, if I can't have all of my land and all of my subjects, I'm just gonna blow it all to hell with this volcanic eruption, okay? So basically, that's what Angel, Fred, and Illyria are doing, is trying to suss out and fix Illyria's problems, even though that might throw a whole monkey wrench into the time-space continuum.
That's what you need to know, and so without further ado, let's jump into Angel Season 11, Issue number 3, It's Out of the Past, Part 3. Here we go.
You ready?
So basically, we pick up where we left off last month with the original Illyria coming upon Angel and Fred and this demon that they met called Squall. Now, Squall, due to the fact that he worships and loves Illyria, is all trying to show how subservient and wonderful he is when it comes to Illyria, and Illyria just grabs him with a tentacle and kills him. So Angel tells Fred just stay very still because they are hidden deeper within the cave than Squall was, and eventually Illyria is kind of poking around with the tentacles, but then it hears this siren alarm, war horn situation, and it flees. Well, not really flees, but it flees. So basically, Squall, in his dying last words, tells us that what Illyria ran away for is because basically all of Illyria's clans are basically being called to arms in order to defend Illyria itself and the territory that is being overtaken by this other old one that we know Illyria is going to have this battle royale with that's going to destroy all these folks and all this whole place. We get some really cute stuff about Fred making her home in the cave again, so it's cute. Well then, wham bam poof, Illyria comes to, knocks Angel down, and is like, sorry dude, this is my fight, holla back or don't. So as Angel is chasing after Illyria to stop this crazy bitch, basically he comes upon these demons who are forcing these other demons into, following them to the call to arms at this great amassing of all of Illyria's subjects. Angel doesn't take too kindly to these guys for forcing others into their war when they don't want to be a part of it, and so he just handles these motherfuckers. So we find out that these demons are actually pacifists, and they didn't want to go to the big battle in the first place, and they invite Angel back to their sacred secret lair. So it turns out that these demons are like peace-loving, free love, hippie demons, and basically they don't like fighting and conflict and all that good stuff, and they basically just wanted to get Illyria out of the picture so that everybody could live in peace and not have to worship a god all the time. They summoned this old one because they figured they're equally matched, they'll just kill each other off and we'll be free. Well, this plan did not really work out because once they realized it's not going to work, they tried some spells to kind of get the demon to go away, but they only made it even more powerful, which is why Illyria is going to have to go to the desperate measures that she has to go to. And meanwhile, our Illyria from our time has joined the fray. So Angel rushes into the battle royale that's going on, tries to get Illyria to stop, but Illyria's like gung-ho about, righting her wrongs. And the OG Illyria, grabs this great big tree trunk and goes to smash Angel with it, okay? Our Illyria steps in and blocks the tree trunk situation that its past self is trying to kill Angel with. Wham bam poof, Fred's back. Angel and Fred retreat, and Fred says that while Illyria found a moment of weakness, Fred took that opportunity to basically force Illyria out and to come back about, okay? They don't know where the demon, super horde is going to amass, and basically Fred's like, whip out that magical bowl that we found in Ireland, okay? And they reach out to Sophronia and Lavinia, who, by the way, are here, so yay, Sophronia and Lavinia. So they're using this magical bowl to basically talk to Sophronia and Lavinia through space and time, which is this whole, how's it happening? But we don't get any understanding about it. But we do find out that Lavinia is dating one of these demons that should have been extinct, and Sophronia even says, we thought they were extinct, and so that's Right, so Angel and Fred talk to this demon who is of this, pacifist demon line. Like I said, they should be extinct, and so clearly they've already changed something in time. He tells them where they should go in order to find this, a mass of, super demon horde that's going to, all get killed. Whoop-de-doo, Illyria comes back out of Fred and is talking about, oh, Angel, we failed. Illyria decides that the only way to stop all of this is to kill the OG past version of Illyria, but Angel and the rest of us are like, if you do that, what exactly will happen to Fred and your current state? But Illyria says, look, the thing is, my OG version of myself is gonna explode that volcano and destroy everything, which includes you and Fred. And that's where we end the issue. So I did not hate this month's issue of Angel Season 11, which is progress, but that doesn't mean it's not without its problems. First of all, we have in this issue Angel saying that Illyria's destruction of this entire place within time is something that they can't let happen this time, which, hello, Angel, where are your priorities? Angel is not somebody who's about, changing his own past. He's not about going back and changing the past. He's about living with the past and about, accepting the past and moving on as you do, which is kind of the calling card of Angel's entire property. Am I wrong? No.
That's not why we fight. We do it because there's things worth fighting for.
So I don't understand why Angel would suddenly prioritize this, changing of the past. It seems like he would be the kind of person who, in the, end page of the book says, what will that do to Fred in her current state? What will that do to time? So I don't understand why this Angel isn't here from the beginning. Another interesting note is that we find out that these demons, these pacifist demons, don't get extinguished. They're not extinct. And so the idea that they are existing in our current time frame with Sophronia and Lavinia, it seems to be evidence that Angel and Fred and Illyria have already changed the timeline. What does that mean? How does that work? We don't really know. And another thing that kind of comes to mind is maybe Illyria's memory is wrong. Maybe everything went down the way that Illyria believes it went down, but Illyria didn't actually kill everybody. Maybe Fred and Angel and our Illyria were actually there in the first place, like in what Illyria remembers to be true. You know what I mean? So that's a whole thing, and there are a million different ways that you can go about it with time travel. But I didn't hate this issue. There was actually some really fun and enjoyable stuff. Like I said, I love the idea that, you know, we have Fred in this cave, and I was thinking about it this morning. Oh, they're just hanging out in this cave. They should bring that up, and hey, they do. Which, again, I really like. I really appreciate it. I like that we see Angel standing up for these pacifist demons who are being subjugated by the warring demons wanting to go and protect Illyria, etc. Which, you know, when they said helping the helpless on the cover, helping the helpless, like, that's Angel's whole, like, calling card. He helps the hopeless. Like, good for you, Angel. I really like that. I was really confused about the timeline. I was kind of confused, like, is it day outside or what? Because we're just not really even thinking about daylight, but that's kind of a nitpick, you know? I loved seeing Sophronia and Lavinia. I always love them. It's always so wonderful to have them back. It's just amazing. And you know, again, I love Sophronia and Lavinia because of what potential they offer to the Buffyverse. I like the idea of them and what they could be doing. The one thing that kind of like pulled me out of this is like Sophronia and Lavinia are super superficial, right? And I couldn't necessarily buy at first the idea that Lavinia would be dating this demon guy whose knees bend backward, but at the same time, it's like they spent all this time in season 10 dealing with Magic Town and all of the magical transformees, and maybe that has altered one or both of their perspectives on, you know, people and what's beautiful. I like that this magical bowl-a-majigger is coming into play. That was nifty. And they even have this joke about the reason that they're able to get such clear reception through time and space is because the water that they put in it is like, you know, primordial water. It doesn't have all the chemicals and pollution that we have today, and so that's why it's super clear. I really like that. It's nice, and we have this really interesting part about how Illyria had gotten all wounded in the arm, but Fred is like sustaining the wound, and I like the idea that we are playing with the metaphysical relationship of Fred and Illyria and exactly how they work. I do like that. I do appreciate that. I didn't have the best day at work today. Like, the last hour at work today was just like, get me out of here. And so I was not only looking forward to, but I needed Angel to be better this month, and it was. Again, there are so many questions that cannot be answered in a time travel story, but I enjoyed what Angel, Fred, and Illyria were doing in this issue. I enjoyed their characters. And like I said, I feel like that's all this time travel story is going to be about, is exploring the characters. It's not really plotty McPlot, and I don't think it'll do much to serve the season 11 plot of the larger Buffyverse, but I do enjoy seeing like this ancient group of pacifist demons. That's really interesting because when we think about the age of the old ones and the age of demons ruling the earth, it's nice to know that not all demons back then were pure evil, which, I mean, maybe they're pure evil, but they don't want to fight about it, right? I think that's all really interesting, and I like the idea that these demons conjured this other old one, or not conjured, but summoned this other old one in order to basically, you know, get rid of conflict, which is kind of antithetical. Demons, like, they're clearly not too bright, but hey, they decided to use conflict, and it's so dumb, but they realize that they're dumb, and they've decided not to play with magic anymore because they're not very good at it. So overall, I would say that this is a good issue of Angel Season 11. I don't think it's a great Buffyverse story that we need to be telling, but I am enjoying in this issue what they've done with the kind of scaffolding that they've built around this version of Angel in Season 11. The art, again, it's not my favorite, but I did particularly like some shots of Fred. The action's pretty interesting. I really like this one page where we've got Angel fighting against the demons. It's kind of, you know, taking place in like 3 different actual actions, but it seems very kinetic and it seems very Angel, and I like that he goes into game face while he's fighting them. And it's just so weird that we're doing this whole time travel thing. Again, I like the covers. I like that Illyria is literally having to look at itself, is having to survey itself and look at how it works. And I also, something that was really frustrating and is still frustrating is that all of these demons in the past, except for the old ones, speak English. Okay. And then we cut away during the fight to see Illyria fighting the old one, and basically Illyria is speaking in this like old one demon tongue, and Angel doesn't understand it. And Fred's like, oh, it's kind of hard to actually explain. And so what I don't understand, I get it, like even when we went into Kortoth, like all the demons that were there spoke English, but they did have like the kind of built-in thing that Holtz and Connor had been there, and Holtz had been speaking English, and so especially for like the dingo demons, it made sense that they would speak English because they like worshipped Connor and Holtz. So English being introduced to the demon world this early just raises so many more questions about the Buffyverse that it's kind of weird. But I mean, at the same time, how are you going to have Angel interact with these demons if we don't know what the heck they're talking about? But Buffy did this really interesting thing in, what is it? What's the episode? It's the one she goes and sees how the first Slayer was like, it's not enough. Anyway, they did this thing where Buffy went to go and see, Get It Done. When Buffy went to go and see the Shadow Man, and she was like, how do I understand your wacky language? And then she's like, oh, magic. Just throw a line out there. That's all you have to do. You could even explain it away that because Angel is, a demon and Fred is sharing her body with a demon, that they would understand this kind of primordial demon language. That's literally all you have to do. It's so clean and easy. Why don't they just say that? Yeah, Sophie and Vin are back. Illyria's dealing with identity issues, as well it should. We've got this super cliffhanger of the volcano that Illyria is going to make erupt, because keep in mind that Illyria has all these plant and land powers, and that's why it has control over volcanoes, which makes a lot of sense due to the fact that Illyria is an old one and it is completely connected to the earth. It literally was birthed from the earth. I think it's really fascinating. But yeah, Angel Season 11 is getting better. It's still not great, and we still have all of this time travel-y confusion, but let me know what you thought of it in the comment section down below. That's pretty much all I've got for you guys today. I hope you're having a great 2017 so far, everybody. You can come right back here to the Buffyngton Post anytime for Buffy the Vampire Slayer reviews, Angel and Illyria cruising through time reviews, Buffyverse discussions on the other Slayers, and more. Have yourself a great day today, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
As long as
Okay. My BFF. Joe? 730.